last night, me and Gabby go to one of her friends' birthday party. Do you remember Cherries inside the Red Rock Casino?
No.
So it used to be like an ultra lounge, and now it's called the Rouge Room.
The Rouge.
The Rouge, and it's like a ultra lounge / dinner / live music.
That in the is it like in the center?
What the
Rouge? Is it open like?
No. It's
okay.
So Cherries used to be like an ultra lounge, so you just have to like go inside.
Okay.
Inside of the Red Rock. The Rouge took that over, and it's Rouge Room, or however the fuck you want to say it. It looks like Rogue. But they, there's some swag on it. And it was fun, dude. It was a good time. Like, they had the live music, and they were playing like all kinds of different jams from like different eras, different genres even.
That's
so
dope.
It was kind of cool. So it had like kind of a old school lounge lizard type of vibe to it, but it was fun. They had like a live drummer, pianist, saxophone, bass, and then the singer. So it was just 5 of them, and they'd come out. They would do some sets, do like 5-6 songs at a time, and then they'd go away for a little while, and then they come back out. Had the burger at this place, fucking fire, delicious. Yeah, it was made out of like Wagyu beef. It was good. It was a good burger. They had other shit on there, but like some of that stuff, not only was it overpriced for what you get, because even the burger was pricey for what you get, but then it was also had like some stuff on there where I was like, I don't think I'll like that.
So you got 1 burger or 2?
I got a burger and Gabby got a burger.
Okay, so 2 burgers.
Yeah.
How many drinks you have?
9.
9.
I had 9 mojitos.
This motherfucker going to AA tomorrow.
And Gabby had 8 also.
They both going to AA tomorrow. So what was the price tag for 16 drinks and 2 Wagyu burgers?
We spent over $550.
Yep, I won't be going there, guys. It's a recession.
Go just moderate your drinking.
Fuck that.
Just moderate the drinking. That's all.
Nah,
you know what I mean. Pre-game it a little bit.
That's
because we didn't do that.
That's
at all.
why I haven't heard of the Rouge,
bro.
That's hot.
And so like we get home.
That ain't even on the strip. That's off strip.
We get home, and after I pick up the kids and bring them,
yeah,
Gabby's like sleeping on the fucking floor of the shower.
she chocolate wasted.
She was chocolatey wasted, bro. She fell the fuck asleep. It was hilarious.
Oh, Gabby, come on.
I had to help her up and get her into bed. It was all bad. She was drunk as hell. She didn't even today. She didn't get up till like fucking 1, 2.
Damn.
Yeah.
Come on, girl, get up. Start your life.
She was out of it. I don't blame her.
That's cool. That's good. You guys went out. I haven't went out.
Yeah, it was like I said. It was for her friend's birthday. Aside from the like late Valentine's thing and this, we really haven't gone out a lot recently. So it was kind of nice to have back-to-back weekends of being able to just kind of relax and enjoy some time. It was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
I get FOGO.
What you call me?
I get FOGO.
FOGO?
Yeah.
Okay, what's FOGO?
Fear of going out. Like after I went out, I'm fucking feeling bad. Like, hold on, how much I spent? Like, oh my God, I got regrets now. I want to call the credit card company and cancel the transaction and say that wasn't me.
My card got stolen. We're not telling people to commit fraud.
No, that's a joke. That's hypotheticals. Allegedly. I
did have to get a fucking card replaced recently, though. Now that you mention it, it's kind of funny.
What happened, Kevin?
So like, there's this app. It was back when I had an iPhone. Obviously, I don't have an iPhone now, but it was Zing.
Timu got your ass.
No. It was a workout app called Zing or some shit like that. And it was like an annual subscription, right? So they charged like $104 a couple weeks ago. And I was like, well, wait a minute. If this ain't Gabby, I went and I logged on and I looked at my subscriptions and it wasn't there. And I remember I downloaded this app, but when it said there was supposed to be a subscription, I was like, well, fuck that. I deleted it. I didn't fucking go through with it. So I ended up like calling my bank and was like, hell no, I didn't pay for that shit. Like, it doesn't even show up when I go on Apple and look at my subscriptions. How the fuck am I going to be paying them that money? Right. So I had them cancel that transaction and shit and had to get a new card made, which That's always a pain in the ass in today's day and age. Because there's everything, almost all the bills you pay, you use your fucking debit card now. Like,
that's why when you do leisure shit, you should use your credit card. Especially now with fraud being so high, you know, because from my understanding is when you use your debit card, there's a higher percentage that the bank won't refund you because technically that was your responsibility. It's your money. You authorized it. And then when you use a credit card, it's their money. It's not even your money. And then the credit card has more like insurances behind it. So
gotcha. I should just get in the habit of using my fucking Coinbase card more.
Yes.
So I have a Coinbase card where like I could preload the money.
Coinbase, but I need to get a card. I don't have a card.
So I send money to the Coinbase card from my debit, and then I use the Coinbase card to pay for shit. Yeah. And then I get like a percentage.
What you need to do is now that you have the
cryptocurrencies.
Now that you have the LLC, you need to get an LLC credit card. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be in the works. You know, if we get ours going.
Yeah. Right.
Get a business going. We're trying to expand our horizons. We've talked about it many, many times before of wanting to get out of this, what we call a rat race.
We gonna get out the rat race. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
Yeah. This shit old is for the birds.
I love my job. I love what I do, but I don't see myself doing it for fucking 30 years and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing, though. I don't give a fuck if you love your job. I didn't ask you if you loved it. It should be an option, though.
Right.
It's a difference when it's mandatory for survival versus I love it and I'm going to go because I love it.
Right.
That should be the sole reason why you're going. But for most Americans, that ain't the fucking case. And even if you did love something, you're going to grow to hate it after so long of having to do it.
Yeah, I can see that.
It like, eventually, you're fucking Anakin Skywalker, and then after so long, bro, you're Darth Vader now. You fucking transition to the dark side. So it's just a matter of time. We don't want to get to the dark side.
No. I do see that happening though. Like, some of the stuff that you see, this goes for any job, any line of work. After so many times of seeing the things that you're not supposed to see or doing things you're not supposed to do.
Or being treated how you shouldn't.
After a while, that weighs heavy on your shoulders. And that's when motherfuckers snap and go crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
I had a coworker of mine, man. He how can I put it? Like, I worry for the guy.
Spit it out because it don't belong to you.
I worry for him. You know, recently he was let go because of some shit. But for some reason, I have this sign written on my forehead that just says, "Explain your problems to me," for some fucking reason. And one day, like, I was working and he rolled up and he just started going off about something. And I'm just kind of like, yo, hold on, relax. Like, what's going on? What's the problem? And then he started telling me his personal shit. And I'm just like, oh, you know, and it has something to do with a woman. And I was just kind of like, man, fuck her. So what? Yeah, man, pick your balls up. You got a good job. You're a fucking handsome looking guy. Who gives a fuck? Like, it's not that big of a deal, you know? But I feel like that dude is having a mental breakdown, fortunately. And I feel like that caused him to do what he did to get fired. And it's unfortunate.
What did he do to get fired?
The story I got was that he saw someone in the guard shack and he did like a fucking pew pew fingers to them or some shit.
What the fuck?
And so I guess, if I'm not mistaken, that he already had prior issues with that person. Mm-hmm. And so that person ended up calling the police, doing a police report.
Like he threatened
me. Oh, la, la, la. Everybody's so sensitive and fucking pussies. And, you know, so, yeah. And so because the police was called and there was a police report, he was fired. And this is his second or third time being fired on a similar kind of occasion.
Wait.
So I highly doubt.
You're saying he was fired before?
Yeah. He got fired for going off on somebody else and saying some shit He's a gentleman who supposedly is known to have a temper too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like he's probably got more issues than what he's giving you because
no, he's not giving me. I don't think that there's. I think there's enough issues. Period. I think he's going through a mental breakdown. That's my assessment. He's going through some shit outside of work that's breaking him mentally, and he's lashing out. And it's just unfortunate because the employer doesn't see it like that. And they're just like, well, fuck you, you're fired, bye. But it's kind of scary because just the interactions I have with that individual, it give you those vibes where it's like, he's not all there anymore. And then it gives you those vibes where since he's not all there, he's liable to do something, anything. Like, you don't know. So it's kind of scary.
The only thing that I would question with what you've said is now after you telling me that he's been fired several times before for this similar antics, right? Is it a mental breakdown and something that's bothering him, or is it him? Like that's who he is. That's
no, because tendencies. He's been fired twice for similar shit in the last like 6 to 8 months. So it's kind of like it's recent,
something new. That's
I mean, it's a irate behavior that's happening out of nowhere.
I thought you were gonna break out with like, oh yeah, he was fired like 2 years ago for the same shit, and then 3 years before that was this, and then I'm like, okay, well then, dude, that's just tendency. That's who the fuck he is,
and he's been there for shit. What? 15, 20 years. So
yeah, well then, if it's all like within the last like year and a half, then there's obviously some sort of underlying issue that he needs help with.
Yeah. And it's kind of scary. But you work kind of next to somebody and you see them, and then you see the transformation to the dark side, and you're just kind of like, well, what the fuck?
It would be even scarier to think like any day now this guy could come in here and just shoot this entire fucking place up.
Yeah. I don't even, and honestly, well, I'm not going to say he wouldn't do that because you just never know. But I feel like it's kind of more to the like end yourself type of thing. Because when people start feeling like they lose their purpose, it's different.
It's hard to call stuff like that because
your household isn't stable. It's different.
It is.
You got a wife, you got kids, and that shit's rocky. It hits different. So yeah,
I would say when it comes to someone wanting to, how's the proper terminology today? Unalive themselves.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say what it is.
No,
man. Suicide
Squad. Yeah, I seen that movie. Y'all seen it? I seen it too.
Stop.
Part 1 was better than 2. 2 was trash.
2 was okay. It was just different. It was just not.
It wasn't the same shit. It was just like a whole new movie. Okay. I didn't like it.
I'll come back to my topic, but I want to brush up on this. So, Suicide Squad, the remake, I call it a remake. They say it was number 2. It wasn't a number 2. It was a remake. It was actually made apparently closer to the original comics than the first one was. Just FYI. I think it was from what I heard. I didn't read the Suicide Squad comics growing up.
How could it be a remake when it came out like 2 years after the first one?
Well, it's not number 2. The only fucking same characters were what? Boomerang, who dies.
Yeah.
And Harley Quinn.
But it was a part 2.
And Flag.
It was a part 2, though.
It
was a new mission. That's all it was, really. It was a new mission, and the fucking black chick that Viola Davis played pretty much got a freaking new group of Suicide Squad people together to...
Apparently, 2 new groups. Well, the first one got demolished.
No, the first one was technically the Suicide Squad on purpose.
When they first land on the island and they get all fucking demolished. And
she knew that was going to happen. She had 2 teams.
That's what I'm saying.
One was going to die.
So technically 3 squads then. The first movie.
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is like the first movie was hard. It was like, okay. It had a storyline to it. And the second one came off kind of like,
I think Margot Robbie and Will Smith's chemistry in the movie is what made it.
It was just hard. It was hard.
It was a better movie. It was a better movie.
Yeah, it had better.
I agree with you. The second one was not as good. But from what I'm saying, from what I've heard, what I'm saying is that Suicide Squad, the second movie, was supposed to be more closely related to the comic books than the first one was. That's all I'm saying. Now back to speaking of suicide. Suicide is a thing.
My God,
seek help. But so I've had a person on my squad commit suicide
unalive
before.
themselves.
Yeah, and you would have never thought it was gonna happen.
Yeah,
and that's the tricky thing when it comes to it is that like you don't see it coming.
Nope.
The ones that you see that need help, you find a way to help them. You find a way to reach out.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine too. You know, rest in peace, Carl. I worked with him probably about 7 years ago. He unalived himself, and it was random.
Yeah,
uppity guy ever. Traveled everywhere by himself. Oh, I went to New York this weekend. You know, did this. You know, 40-some years old. Yeah,
it's always a gut wrenching, and it's not the first time that unfortunately that I've had a friend
do that,
commit suicide. It's sad. It's a real thing. Mental health is a real fucking thing, and people need to find outlets. They need to find ways of dealing with whatever they're dealing with. Right? You got to deal with what you got to deal with.
First
handle
off,
your business.
Listen, as like, a man,
it's hard.
Drop your nuts. Let your nuts hang. Be a man. Fuck whatever society wants you to be and all this politically correct bullshit. Be a man.
Both of these were before any kind of politically correct type of shit was playing a factor.
Put yourself first. You're the most important person in your life. The problem is a lot of people make everything and everyone else important, and then when shit doesn't go right, then they feel like, oh, you know, well, I'm just a waste of space. No, you're not. So put yourself first. Have some fucking goals. Man up. Work towards those goals. Because when you're a better you, then you could be a better you for others.
Have you ever thought about suicide?
No.
Huh?
Nope. I don't give a fuck how hard shit get. That shit ain't that serious.
I would be lying if I said I haven't.
It's selfish, first of all. You know?
I would be lying if I say I haven't thought about it when I was younger. You know what I mean? Growing up.
Well, yeah, when you were a little fucking two-butt piece of shit, didn't know any better. Didn't have the 3 little girls looking up to you.
Well, but you know, even then, you try to find the reasons of why you should be around, right? And then like what you were just saying, it's selfish. Because even when you think the world's against you and there's nobody in your corner and there's no one that loves you, there's always somebody.
Even if it's just around. A friend, a coworker. You like when you unalive yourself, it's selfish because suicide. Your pain ended. And you just begun everyone else's pain.
You just amplified theirs.
Who cared about you.
You amplified it.
And it's selfish because you're thinking about life in a point of view that only you see.
Right.
But I guarantee that if you stepped outside of that and just shared shit with people or asked people what they thought about you, you will hear a whole lot of reasons why you shouldn't unalive yourself. So,
well, if you feel comfortable enough with somebody to ask them
what they feel about you,
majority of the time, you're not going to ask somebody that's going to straight up be like, you're a piece of fucking shit, because then they wouldn't still be talking to you to begin with.
Correct.
They wouldn't be in your life.
But like, listen, even if they did tell you that, that's not always a bad thing. Constructive criticism is not bad. You're a piece of shit. The next question would be, okay, why am I a piece of shit? What makes me a piece of shit? Because now they might give you something where it's like, I didn't see it that way. I didn't think about myself that way. So there's always a yin and a yang. There's always a balance. Like there's always 2 sides to the story. So just keep that in mind, man. It ain't nothing that serious, man. Nothing that serious.
And going off of what you just said, because you were talking about constructive criticism, keep in mind there is a very, very big difference, and I've stated this in several episodes in the past. there's a big difference between constructive and destructive. If you're going to give somebody some harsh criticism, make sure that it is in a way where they're trying to elevate and evolve and advance from
like what? Tell them you're a fat piece of shit and you need to go to the gym with me.
Yeah, even if it's harsh, at least make it constructive. It is very, very easy in today's day and age to just be destructive and to tear people down for no fucking reason other than the fact that you have your own insecurities.
Yeah.
So don't do that. If you have some positive, constructive, even if it is harsh criticism to give people, know that person. Know how to approach them, right? If it's someone you know, you're going to know the do's and don'ts. You're going to know what kind of tough love they might need sometimes. Yeah. Or maybe they're a little more sensitive of a person and you can't really approach them like that. Figure out how to do it and then say the message. There's always a message behind it. If you are just trying to tear somebody down just to tear them down, that is because you are a worthless fucking cunt yourself. And you have nothing positive to add to the fucking world, and you just hate
internet
yourself.
Trolls,
like
a lot of them that comment on our stuff.
Oh yeah, they're like we get it in the comments a lot. We get some very
fucking worthless.
Yeah,
like well, thank you.
Yeah, okay,
I appreciate it.
Like it happens so often. We get so much hate mail,
which they don't even refer to that anymore. But I'm gonna bring that shit back. Hate mail.
But you know what?
That's old school.
That means we're doing something right. Because if we're affected someone enough where they still feel the time to fucking write something, then I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And until somebody gives me that constructive criticism, and then I can learn to adapt and adjust, which I feel like we have to an extent. From before when it was me and Chris doing it to when you came into the picture and we started redoing all this shit. There's a lot of changes that go on.
A lot. Right? And we're getting better. Yeah. You know, 1% every day. And just like you shit out there. No matter how hard life gets, just aim to get 1% better every day.
Yeah. So don't kill yourself.
No.
Okay. Suicide is never the answer.
Not the way.
Find help. Be constructive. Try to be a shining light in somebody else's life. And as always, subscribe, share, and show you care.